Hey there, viewers. Do you find yourself worried about viruses and bacteria? With all the talk of coronavirus, it wouldn't be unusual. While some diseases occur naturally, there are also those created by humans accidentally. Let's talk about deadly viruses and bacteria that can be created in labs. Don't worry, we're not dragging you down some wild conspiracy rabbit hole. These were actual diseases recreated by scientists through research. There's no scary supervillain trying to take over the world, folks. From polio to the bird flu and even the Black Death, we're talking all that and more. Let's begin, shall we? Number 1. Bird flu, also known as avian flu. This scary sickness is caused by strains of influenza that latch on to a specific host. In this case, it's our flying friends in the sky. The first recorded case of bird flu was all the way back in 1878, when experts noted differences between a particular disease and others involving birds. Since then, many cases of highly pathogenic avian influenza have been recorded all over the world. These outbreaks have involved millions of birds, with the most well-known strain being the H5N1. Bird flu is known to affect many different bird species, including our poultry. What's worse? Let's just say you can never underestimate the power of science. A team of Dutch scientists have created their own deadly strain in the past. This time, the formula of research was apparently altered so the disease could be transmitted to humans. If an outbreak of this virus did occur, it would be transmitted through the air, potentially killing millions of people. This was created during an attempt by the scientists to find a cure of the virus. Upon hearing the news, the United States government expressed concern that this newly created strand could be used as a weapon of mass destruction if it fell into the wrong hands, but the Dutch assured the public that the virus had been stored away in a secure place. Number 2. SARS. This one is bound to make your jaw drop. We can't have a conversation about a deadly virus without bringing up severe acute respiratory syndrome. Between 2002 and 2003, SARS reared its ugly head to the world when an outbreak occurred in 29 countries. Over 8,000 people were infected, with 700 of those dying. In 2016, scientists at the University of North Carolina created a new strand in their lab. It all happened during an experiment where researchers discovered that a SARS-like virus found in horseshoe bats could bind with the actual SARS virus. From there, it may replicate within human cells. The strand was dubbed SARS 2.0 upon creation. They pulled this off by adding protein to the strand. What's even scarier is that the particular version of the virus was immune to vaccines that usually treat SARS. Since the virus was successfully replicated in human tissue, researchers feared that the strand could immediately be transmitted from human to human. Pretty serious stuff. Let's talk about another virus. This one's quite similar to SARS. Number 3. MERS. Yeah, the dreadful Middle East respiratory syndrome. This virus is relatively new, with the first case being reported in Saudi Arabia back in 2012. This virus is another type of coronavirus. Those who contract MERS can experience pneumonia and respiratory distress syndrome. Since then, cases of MERS have been found in 21 countries across the globe. Its first epidemic infected over 1,800 people, claiming the lives of 630. This virus can be spread through close contact. If you come across a person infected with MERS, there's a strong chance you could get it yourself. Diseases like this almost make you not want to venture outdoors, but back in late 2016, scientists at the University of Maryland School of Medicine made a rather shocking discovery. You see, there was no vaccine that could treat victims of the virus. In an attempt to find one, researchers conducted an experiment where they extracted proteins from the virus and merged them with rabies. This turned into a strange sort of MERS-rabies hybrid. Upon further examination, the scientists used the new virus to develop a brand new vaccine. This vaccine was used on mice. The scientists discovered the tiny creatures were resistant to both MERS and rabies. If it works successfully on mice, it's possible that the hybrid could work for humans. Are you finding this discussion interesting so far? Well then, this next one will surely startle you. Number 4. Swine Flu. This virus rocked the world in 2009. What you probably didn't realize is that H1N1 emerged back in 1918, when influenza appeared in both humans and pigs. It's still unknown whether humans first contracted it from pigs or pigs gave the virus to humans. Either way, 50 to 100 million people around the world died from the outbreak. This would happen after blood entered the lungs of those infected, eventually causing the blood to be released through their mouths and noses. Various outbreaks of swine flu have occurred since. A much more dangerous strand of the virus re-emerged almost 100 years later. But by this time, humans had become somewhat immune to its effects, making it less than lethal. In 2014, an American scientist at the University of Wisconsin manipulated the 2009 strain to become too powerful for our immune systems to fight. If this strand were to break out, humans would not be able to combat it. The scientist, Dr. Yoshihiro Kawaka, assured the public that he wasn't planning to create a deadlier form of the virus. He was only manipulating it in order to figure out how the virus could bypass the human immune system. At this time, it's currently being stored in a lab. Number 5. Polio. This is probably one that you haven't heard much about in quite some time. Polio is a virus that causes paralysis, usually through infecting a person's spinal cord. This is caused by the polio virus, which is normally spread through infected fecal matter that enters your mouth. It's been said that about 72% of those who are infected with polio virus will not see any symptoms. Polio hit its peak between the 1940s and 1950s, where almost 500,000 people every year were either paralyzed or killed by the virus. The discovery of vaccines eliminated polio in every country but 3: Nigeria, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. But almost 2 decades ago, a rather frightening discovery was made. In 2002, researchers conducted a test on mice to see if they would react to an artificially made polio strand the same way they would the natural one. This time, it was the University of New York. As it turns out, the reaction was the same, with mice ending up getting sick. The United States suffered its single worst polio outbreak in 1952. What this experiment indicated was that even if human beings were able to completely rid the world of the virus, there was a way to resurrect it. Hopefully not to the deadly extent we witnessed in the 50s. The world as we know it would be turned upside down if these diseases were to re-emerge, especially in the mutated form. Well, you better hold on to your seats. Number 6. The Black Plague, also known as the Black Death or the Great Plague. This 14th century virus wiped out between 30 to 60% of Europe and reduced the entire world's population by an estimated 100 million. It took almost 2 centuries for the population to reach what it was before the plague occurred. Black Death is caused by something known as Yersinia pestis, a form of bacteria. While forms of this plague still exist in modern times, it's not as powerful as it once was. We certainly haven't seen an epidemic as deadly as the one between 1347 and 1351. Of course, with the power of science, who knows what's around the corner? In 2011, a team of scientists from the US, Canada, and Germany recreated Yersinia pestis. They did this through extracting DNA from the teeth of a skeleton. That skeleton, a person who died from the Black Plague. This experiment was done to settle a debate that the Black Plague was actually brought on by a different type of bacteria. As it turns out, Yersinia pestis was indeed the bacteria taken from the person's teeth. This is identical to the bacteria responsible for today's strains. The fact that researchers can recreate the same bacteria that caused the plague is enough to make you queasy. But not to worry, our bodies would most likely be able to fight it off given the better health conditions we're living under today. Do you worry about deadly viruses or bacteria? Has this information startled you? Would you like to see more videos on this topic? Let us know in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. Enjoyed this video? Hit like, share, and subscribe to Curiosity. Wait! Why not fulfill your curiosity by watching these other awesome videos? Go ahead, choose the left or the right video and enjoy.